Well, friends, a wow evening to all of you, and welcome to this session on the E-Congress, the World Congress of E-Clubs, which is going on right now, and which is an initiative of 3140. Well, I said wow evening to all of you because we strongly believe with the wisdom that we have and the opportunity we have to serve, we will be winners, and that's why I said wow. Well, friends, this is very, very technical subject which is there, that is on the Rotary Foundation, and we are going to concentrate more on how the foundation's funds can be used for projects by e-clubs and how they can also gather funds for the foundation. So this is what the discussion is all going to be about, and for this we have got some of the most eminent, one of the most eminent panelists with us here, and that is our TRF trustee Sushil Gupta. He's past RI director, the head of Hyatt Regency Group of Hotels, and a very successful businessman and an excellent Rotarian who has really made a difference in making sure that there is a lot of work happening through the foundation, and that's the reason, my friends, that he is our TRF trustee. And we also have Anil Shreshta, who is the charter president of Rotary Club of Nepal, E-Club, that is from the district 3292. So we are going to talk about how e-clubs can take the movement forward and what is the significance as far as the work through the foundation is concerned. So I'm going to ask Sushil ji first that what does he feel, that what could be the contributions of the e-club to this movement and how they could help. Yours, Sushil ji.
Thank you, Ajay, for holding this wow session, which is very much appreciated, and also appreciate my involvement in this. The e-clubs, in my opinion, have a very unique opportunity. I'm saying unique because their membership is not limited to one place. I mean, e-members, they could have their members from world over or from the country over or whatever. I mean, they have an unlimited opportunity of getting members from different walks of life. And at the end of the day, when we talk the community projects or we talk raising funds, getting connected, and it's all connectivity. And once, if you are not just limited to one place, that chances of those connectivity, getting connected with the other clubs or with the other donor organizations or the similar NGOs, involving them into your projects, I think that gives an ample opportunity because of the diverse membership of the e-club, which is very different from a normal Rotary Club. A normal Rotary Club will have its membership from that area only. Whereas in e-club, you have an opportunity. And not only that, that's one part, one major thing. Another thing is that all of you are very computer savvy. That's how you do your meeting.
True.
Which is very essential in today's world. If we have to connect, I mean, I'll admit that I'm not that computer savvy. Okay, I need assistance and all that, but that makes a whole lot of difference. If you are getting into the Rotary, website, trying to get information, putting up your projects, there are a whole lot of opportunities. I think e-club has definitely an edge over a normal Rotary Club.
I think that's a very pertinent point that Sushil ji has made. That yes, today connectivity is the name of the game, and one of the major things is that due to the fact that we are able to connect so easily, it has become possible to do something more. And the other point which he has made is very clear, that you can have members in an e-club across nationalities and across nations. Now there, it could serve that the same club could manage to do global grants within the members itself. Now that's a very rare opportunity which I don't think other clubs would have an edge over. What is your view on that, Sushil ji, that the same club having, say, a person who's from another country and another person from another country, both of them part of the same e-club, being members of the same club, can still do global grant projects? What's your view on that, sir?
No, that's exactly what I have said in my
Yeah,
earlier statement. You have a unique opportunity because of your
absolutely.
membership, diverse membership from across continents, across countries, any part of the world. I mean, he can be your member. So that gives a plenty of opportunities. You can get connected for resources, to think about the projects. And as I said, that you can also find out that who are the other organizations who are, like, for example, now we are working on washing schools, which is a new program of the Rotary Foundation.
Right.
I don't know, Anil, you are aware of that or not?
I think you could brief a little bit about that, because it would be interesting for our viewers to know about washing schools also.
Just a question. We have more viewers, or there are just 3 of us?
No. There are many viewers, sir.
Okay,
Which are already logged in and they're watching us. Huge number.
Only I'm not seeing. Only we are not seeing their pictures.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then let me first welcome them all. Those who are on this line, on this unique initiative of the District 3140. As I mentioned earlier, now Rotary Foundation has currently approved a pilot project, washing schools. Washing school is water, sanitation, hygiene. The basic objective of that is to bring a behavioral change through those students in the hygiene practices, like menstrual hygiene management for the girls, the group washing of the hands. So whole lot of things, and managing their schools through the school management committees, through the cabinets of the students. So that's a new program. Now, this program, when we started this year, we at the Sao Paulo Convention, we had a water summit, and in the water was the subject, washing schools. So that was the theme. It was the 7th WestRAC Summit of the water, and we met there a whole lot of people, those who are from different organizations, and they are so much involved in washing schools, like Splash. Splash has done a lot of projects in Kathmandu. They have, and I believe when the earthquake took place, there was no water available, drinking water. And all those schools which had their drinking water, I mean, they were supplying clean water to the city. I mean, that was one opportunity. We met One Drop. Now, this Splash wants to do 2,000 schools in Kolkata.
I think, sir, that's a
Then there is a Wash Aids, then One Drop, Wash Advocates. There are so many organizations, worldwide, and the purpose is same direction. Yeah, so EClubs could connect with them very easily.
Yeah, true, sir. True. We will also come to how projects can be done through the foundation for all these subjects. Now, I want to take you on, Anil, and just ask you what has been your experience as an EClub, and how have you managed to do any global grant projects, and how? Let's hear from you, Anil.
First of all, thank you for providing this opportunity to be a part of this video conferencing. And in fact, I myself and a friend of the Rotary EClubs, they were altogether 10 ex-Rotarators. We were into the Rotary walls 10 years back. We were the Rotarators, and we have served as the Rotarators, Rotary programs. And finally, we decided that we should join the Rotary and we should come up with a new concept, because we all are a young professional. So we thought of starting a new club, that's a Rotary E-Club. Our club is very new. We got a charter on 31st May 2013. So this is the second year that we are completing. And so far we haven't involved in any global grant project. At first, what we are trying to do is, our main objective is to bring the young people into the Rotary. So we are really trying to bring the young professionals into the Rotary walls. And so we are more like, focusing on the Rotary awareness programs among the young people. And also we are trying to come up with some signature projects. So after the earthquake, the members of Rotary E-Club really thought like we should get involved with the community and the service project. So we have come up with a temporary shelter project. So we are very busy at the moment, and the Rotarians from all over the world, they are also trying to connect with us. They are trying to extend their helping hand, supporting us to our clubs to come up with to start this shelter project. So we are a bit busy at the moment, and after doing the service project, also what we have realized is that the bonding also is working, like among our Rotary. So to some extent, what I think is a fellowship is also very required. Like although we are Rotary E-clubs, so we are meeting once in a month. So other meetings are like so that's what we are doing at the moment.
I think Anil has made a very important point that you are meeting once a month. So that's what is a hybrid E-club. And I think more or less in all the discussions we've been having in the last 2-3 days, it seems that people are more akin towards going towards a hybrid club where at least once a month you get to meet and come face to face. Of course, the people who are international international members may not be able to do so, but at least the other members who are in probably one geographical area can do so. The other point that you mentioned, Anil, which is very important according to me, is that you are being able to serve the community as an E-club. So the very concept of people saying that E-clubs cannot serve the community, that itself is debunked by your this statement. But I want to ask you, have you been able to connect with people across the world to get help for the earthquake victims? Have you been able to do something through the E-platform? That would be very interesting for all of our viewers.
Yes, in fact, our club, since our club being an E-club, if we have a Facebook page and our website itself, like it's very interactive. Like there are so many, we post like whatever we are doing. So people all over the world, they can go through the activities through our Facebook page and our website. So the Rotarians friends are sending messages and they want to do something in Nepal after the earthquake, and this really helps, And then we are getting a fund from some friends from Rotary friends from Malaysia, and in fact we have also got connected to the Rotary Club of Germany, where I was there as a group study exchange members in 2008. I was also a group study exchange GSC members. So the Rotary Club of Datan Lipe, they are helping to conduct this shelter project as well. So this has really helped us, being a Rotary E-club, people can easily locate us, through our website, Facebook visit, as we are discussing about the connectivity. So we really think that this is really helping to us.
I think, Anil, that's a very important aspect. Basically speaking, supposing I do not know anybody in a country where there's a problem. At that point of time, if I want to help, the only way is to go on the net and try and find somebody whom I can connect with. And that is through the E-club. So the very fact that you have built an interactive site and been able to get funding because of that is a very strong point. I will introduce some other concepts later on, because first I want to talk to our TRF trustee, Sushil ji, and ask him that how does he think that the funding for, say, a disaster in Nepal, how can we do the funding through the TRF aspect and try and take it forth through the E-clubs also? Could you please throw some light on that, sir?
Funding for the disaster, you see, the Rotary policy, since all our projects are limited to 6 focus areas. So any funding beyond that is not possible. The only thing Rotary is major, in any disaster, there are 2 kinds of situations. One is immediate responders. That is, like in Nepal happened, blankets, tents, and all that. That's immediate responders, which they have in India also have been helping. So have been shelter box and many other things. Rotary's major role comes into rebuilding exercise. When you want to rebuild, that's the Rotary's major role. If you look at the earlier disasters in tsunami or even in the earthquake at the Tranchal or in America, Katrina, that thing, everything, then Rotary has a whole lot of role in rebuilding. But unfortunately, our Rotary policy does not allow building of low-cost shelters. Under district grants, you can do that, but under the global grants, you can't do that. Well, we are trying to look at that, but there are a whole lot of activities like schools. Fine, Rotary doesn't give you money for the civil work, but there's electrical, there's toilets, there are so many things which you can do, or like hospitals, equipping hospitals with the equipment and all that. There has been a model I know from Pune, somebody is doing that, they are putting up some 100 odd hospitals in Nepal. This is like a outpost, like a primary health centers, and the total 1400 square feet. We can equip that. We cannot build that, but somebody else is building, so you can look for partnerships. So these are the kind of things which Rotary can do in Nepal also. But you have to first think of a project, then global grants you can apply. And I'm sure there is a lot of appetite on that. There are clubs which are willing to work on that.
There's another concept which I would like to bring forth. I do remember when this Nepal earthquake took place. At that time, we set up through our website sort of a pledge page for the whole world, I would say. Anybody could go onto that and put in what they are ready to give. What would happen in most situations when everybody is reacting? At that time, certain times, things which are not required at the disaster end go in, and sometimes things go in which are more than what are required. Now at that time, I think probably an e-club could easily go on the net, put up the requirements, and put up where people can pledge the requirement such that aid which reaches would be most appropriate. I think that's one thing which the e-clubs could do. What is your view on that, Anil?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, and I must thank the Rotarators. Since we are from the Rotarat backgrounds, the current district Rotarat representative along with the Rotarat members, they have come up with this idea and they implement that as well. So they were the one during the earthquake where immediate response was necessary. They set up, they did like need risk analysis. They posted in the Facebook page, and they really show the pictures, of that the community, what they are requiring, immediately. So this really helps, and in fact, we being a Rotary E-Club also, so the more focus was to bring the informations, the correct informations to the people, And if you see our Facebook page and the website, so we are also more focusing on bring the information, what exactly people are requiring. So this is also a one way of people making aware, what exactly a need is required.
Yeah, Anil, I think that's the point which I was driving at. That e-clubs have a major role to play in terms of identifying requirements in their area and being able to send those requirements the world over, where people can then come forth and serve in the way that it is effective service. Because we all want to do something good, and we all want to, and very often we are reactive. But the proper aid and the proper requirement doesn't reach because we do not know what is the ground reality. I think that's a very important point which we are driving at today for all the viewers, to understand that the e-clubs have a major role to play to be able to identify projects in the area where they serve and accordingly take it across to everybody. Now I want to introduce another concept, because we have to understand one thing, that today connectivity is most important, and more or less huge number of people, I think nearly about 70–80% of the world today is connected somehow or the other. Now, through the e-clubs, there is a concept of crowdfunding which can be done. There is a lot of crowdfunding which is going on for various projects different NGOs are doing across the world. This is basically a methodology of involving maximum number of people to do something for the community. So what is your view, Anil, especially for you? Do you feel that you have been able to get some crowdfunding for the projects also?
we can try that concept as well. Like, but at this moment of time, getting a fund is not only a big deal. Like, we should have a capacity to do the expenses as well. So we being a young club, we should have a partnership with the local community, because unless and until you have a local partnership, you won't be able to do the project successfully. So, but despite of being a busy young professionals, we manage our Saturdays or weekends usually to go to the place and do the volunteer work. So, but the concept that you have shared also can be worked. We can bring the other Rotary as well as, and we can partner with the Rotarators to conduct that kind of work and the concept that you have shared.
Sushil ji, I would like to ask you regarding tapping corporate social responsibility funds. Now, of course, India, we have a law for that, but I do know that many of the countries do have some sort of system of corporate social responsibility. How do you feel that those funds can be channelized through the foundation to do something for the community?
Well, I mean, see, there are a whole lot of corporates, those who want to do good in the world. And at times, they don't have the means, they don't have the feet on the ground, the boots on the ground rather. So that's where the Rotary role comes in. We are everywhere. After we are 30,000 odd clubs in more than 200 countries and geographical regions. So we are everywhere. That helps because people have money, but they don't know how to spend. The project, that has to be, which is current, which the world is looking at. I mean, as far as my knowledge goes, the world is definitely looking at water. Water is one area. Sanitation is another area. These are the two areas, and especially the villages, the Millennium Development Goals. These are the kind of projects, if you get into those projects, and if you have a project, I am of the opinion then funds is not a problem, and you'll get many people, those who will fund it. And I think EClubs, as I mentioned, because connectivity is important, they can play an important role in getting these funds. But corporates are everywhere, and there are you have to see where they want to invest. You have to talk to them. Basic thing is that.
Sir, could you tell our viewers how corporates can come forth and fund through the Rotary Foundation? Various methodologies which they would have for funding through the Rotary Foundation.
Is it limited to India, Nepal, or?
No, sir. I would say across the globe, how could clubs get corporates to fund through the Rotary platform, through the foundation platform, I would say, so that we can talk about the multiplication factor. What are the various ways we could bring them forth to come and contribute?
Well, you see, it depends on country's tax laws. For example, if the US, the Rotary Foundation is a US entity, if the US people pay to the Rotary Foundation, they can get the tax rebate. But same way, let's say some corporates send me money in India or Nepal, they won't get tax rebate. So there are a whole lot of complications of these issues. One has to look at the law of the land also. But as I told you, now for example, those who, all the soft drink people, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, they are interested in water projects. You have to understand. There are certain, every corporate has its own, the interest, and you have to find out what is that interest level. And Rotary has so many projects. I'm sure if somebody wants to give for education, where we have projects. Somebody wants to give water sanitation, we have projects. So, I mean, it's very difficult to pinpoint as such. You must have a project which is sellable.
I think...
At the end of the day, that is the crux.
Sushilji, you have made a very important point that if anybody wants to approach a corporate, do study what is the thing which touches them the most and try and get them to fund projects in that field. Because like what you have said, we have projects across, I think there would be hardly anything left where Rotary would not be working in. So we have projects across all different needs of the community. And the best way is to understand what is the requirement of that corporate, what is it which touches their heart, maybe the CEO, maybe the CSR manager or whoever, and then accordingly focus on that. And then they would be ready to come forth with Rotary. The important point is, yes, they have the money, but we have the manpower. And our manpower is the one which does not spare their own efforts at all. They keep on putting all their efforts. They don't flinch on that, but make sure that the project is successful. Plus,
I mean, when you say manpower, Ajay, just one correction. Is the boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
That is what is important.
Yes, yes.
Remember this word.
Yeah, boots on the ground. I think that's a very important aspect what you've brought in. Anil, tell me one thing. Are you aware of the different global grant funding methods? Have you ever tried that? Or have you come across any of your neighboring clubs which have been trying that?
Yeah, I'm aware of the global grant, and if even our district have applied global grants, and we also got some global grant as well. But like but on behalf of EClub, we haven't tried that. But going forward, we definitely hoping to apply for with the partnership of with other Rotary clubs. So we may apply in futures.
Okay, there's one thing which I want to really share with everybody is that today on the e-platform in cyber, there is a whole new world in the cyber world. Let's understand that today there are people who are having in the cyber world a different currency known as bitcoins. Now this bitcoins is a currency which has got value. Obviously this value is being generated due to the fact that, and it's a virtual currency actually, which is there. Now I want to know how can the e-clubs, now this is something which is very technical, maybe Anil you can tell us, how can the e-clubs tap into these bitcoins and try and get funding for projects also? Can you give us some light on that?
Sorry, Ajay, your voice is breaking. Can you repeat that question?
Okay, I'll repeat that for you. I'm talking about a whole new cyber world which is there, which today is virtually available and has got virtual money also in terms of bitcoins. Now that bitcoins, which has a value today, the value is generated in the cyber world. Can that money be channelized some or another for using for projects, for service projects? That's a thought which I wanted to share with the viewers. And Anil, if you have any knowledge about that and you could share something with us, how it is possible, maybe that's another sphere we could look at. Tell us.
So that's a totally a new concept for me. If this really works, it will be very helpful for the Rotary clubs who are shortage of fund, who really have a service project, but they don't have a sufficient fund to conduct that kind of service project. This will really help. But I don't know how it will work, But e-club, as I said, even in the Rotary, there's a project link where we can develop a project and post it in the funding. So that is the things that as now we are trying to promote these things.
Okay. What would you feel are the advantages an e-club would have for TRF support and funding vis-a-vis a physical club? Would you be able to throw some light on that, Anil? Did you get that?
Your sound is again your sound is breaking.
Okay.
There's a lot of disturbance here.
Yeah, there's a disturbance.
I'll try and put this question to Sushil ji, and then I'll come back to you, Anil. Sushil ji, what do you think? How do you think e-clubs could, actually go about creating projects to be done? What are the advantages they would have vis-a-vis a physical club, and what are the disadvantages also they would have for doing TRF funding for projects?
Well, advantage I already mentioned about
Yes,
that, the connectivity And since they are coming from different walks of life and different countries, or in some cases, so naturally they have more reach. Yes, disadvantage is the boots on the ground. In case of EClub, we might have lesser boots on the ground for people, those who are going to execute the project, I'm sure, but that can be met with the help of road tractors or like that. But one point I want to make, Ajay, is that the biggest advantage of EClub, which I see, of course, other than the participating in the programs of Rotary Foundation, is the membership development. These days, Rotary is struggling with the membership, which is a huge struggle. No doubt this year we could add almost 40,000 members. So let's see on 1st of July where we are. In every year we touches few 100,000 people through our road tractors, Interact, Youth Exchange. There are so many programs. There are now, we have expanded our alumni. Now we are considering all our youth, those who have been touched by Rotary, as part of our alumni. Right. And they are all hard pressed on time. I can understand that. For them, it may be a challenge to come to a fixed place week after week. But the EClub gives them an opportunity to get connected. And as Anil mentioned, they meet it once a month also. That's very good. But even if they don't meet, but at least they're connected to Rotary and they're members of Rotary. So that's a great advantage which I see in our membership development, especially with our youth, with our alumni, those who are from Youth Exchange, Protractor, Interactors, to bring them into Rotary fold. EClub is perhaps the answer.
Can I ask one question? Can we think about EClubs being connected with a physical club, in the sense that they become sister clubs, so that the EClub can help out in terms of maybe funding and connecting with everybody, and the funds which are generated can go through the foundation and the projects can be done physically by a physical club. Is that a possibility? Anil, what do you think about it?
Surely they can have a joint project. The basic is you have to have a joint project. You have a sister club relationship, then you apply jointly. Don't apply in isolation and tomorrow you say, no, well, my project will be conducted by such and such club, which is not possible. So you can have a sister club relationship, why not?
Right. Anil, what is your view on the same question?
Yeah, my view is definitely a Rotary EClub can play a vital role with the other physical club, because at this moment of time, what we realize is Rotary going digital, and then there's a Rotary Central. Still, a lot of Rotarians of a physical Rotary club are not aware, and we being a Rotary EClub, we thought of bringing awareness of a Rotary Centrals, making other physical Rotary to use how to go digitals, how to do all this reporting online. So this is also one aspect that we are thinking, and so whereas applying for the global grant, developing a project also we can be vital in that perspective as well.
I think that's a concept which our viewers should really look into, of partnering with EClubs. Sushil ji, if you could just brief all our viewers on the different types of projects which can be done through the foundation. What I mean is, which are the different funding methods which are there as far as the foundation is concerned for the projects?
Well, these days, the new thing is we can always participate through the term gifts. That's a new thing. Otherwise, the Rotary Club, Rotary districts, they have to contribute, and I'm sure everybody knows we are again limited with our 6 focus areas. We can't go beyond that. So any funding within that, you have to find a matching partner and all that. The term gift is a now new concept where it's very easy to get money from the corporates. Let's say a corporate wants to donate money, $250,000, even $1 million. They can say, okay, this money is to be spent in my area only. So those kind of things, when we look at, this is a very good opportunity, especially to work with the corporates. But I think to my listeners, I will strongly recommend look at the term gifts. This is a new idea, and a term gift minimum amount is $30,000. It has to be 30,000 and above. And there are a whole lot of people, those who are giving money under this. And also they specify, well, I want my money to be spent on this cause, or one of the 6 focus areas, of course. For example, I mean, we are having discussion with the Bajaj Auto, and Bajaj Auto wants to give perhaps a Mr. Bajaj. He said, well, I'll give $500,000, but I want all you should use it in washing schools. And not only that, he said that, well, I want to use that money, I have my plants at 2 places, one at Pune and another at Aurangabad. And third, he says, I want to spend this money in Sikar, in Rajasthan, because I was born there. So these are the kind of things which are happening, and I think term gift is one area where we must look at seriously, and I think a lot of money we can get from the corporates under term gifts. But let me tell you one thing, a term gift, there is no matching from the Rotary Foundation. Whatever money you give, that money you can use.
True, sir. There are some issues, and many of our viewers have expressed it, and I know that in my district also, we have faced this problem as far as term gifts, the global grants generated from the term gifts take quite a long time to come, and there are a lot of issues regarding the procedural things. So do you think there is some sort of a methodology by which we can go through faster with that?
Sushil? See, first thing I'll say, was very important, that remain within the realm of those 6 focus areas. Do not try to invent things. If you are very clear that what is your project, and there is a sustainability clause, which is very important. So all those factors must be looked into, which increases the responsibility of the district leadership, the district governor, DRFC. I mean, they must be able to guide to the any, let's say, prospective donor, that what are our rules, what do we do, what we can do, or what we cannot do. Look, this has been a new program. Whenever you start something new, it does take, in the beginning, there are a few hassles that happens to and fro. But once things get settled, I think now this thing has been settled to quite an extent. Yes, I do agree, in the beginning there was a problem, but I don't think that this could be a roadblock for any term gifts in future.
Sir, what about the other funding methods which are there through the foundation? If you could throw a little bit of light on to our viewers on that also.
No, one is the whatever money a district contributes under the annual giving, half of that money comes to the district back 3 years after, as 50% is DDF, and rest of the money goes to the World Fund. So district is, and out of the district fund, the DDF, again you have 50% for the district grants. I think some retweaking is being done on that, and that district grant, the district can do the project within the district. This is a new opportunity, and we must look at that also. And not only that, we just give money. We should ask the clubs to match, like we do the matching grants with the global grants with the outside clubs. Same way, we should ask the club in district grants also, they should match, maybe 1 to 2 or 1 to, well, have some leverage on all these things. And you can do those projects. And coming to the then DDF, you can always use your DDF for raising, the giving money for the global grants, any of the 6 focus areas. And you have to have at least 30% contribution from the outside. Whatever the money Rotarians are giving, I'm not talking about the foundation. Let's say the project is 200,000 and 100,000 is being given by Rotarians through the DDF or the cash contributions. 30% of that must come from an overseas club. That's what the condition is. These are the kind of funding. I mean, you can get, of course, you cannot take money from any cooperating organization. The beneficiary cannot give any money. We should, and don't promise anything to the beneficiary. Within the focus areas you work, right? That's how, you can do the global grants. If you have any specific question, I can answer that question.
Yes. We have spoken about doing grants by EClubs and others. We have given, Sushil has given us very lucidly all the information. But how can e-clubs help in generating funds for the foundation? Anil, what is your take on that? Did you get my question, Anil?
Yeah, I got it. Like, regarding the generating the fund, So on behalf of e-club, like, my perspective is like, the young professionals that attract the e-club. So we being a young, we can come up with like, fundraising programs where organize events, fund, for a good cause. In fact, like so people like get connected with the other physical Rotary clubs, where and then come up with fundraising programs. So this is how like a Rotary e-club, like basically a young people can do like generate the fund.
Anil, you said something about e-event. Could you throw a little bit more light how an e-club could do an e-event, which could be an e-fundraiser, for example, and raise funds for the foundation? Could you throw some light on that?
No, basically, like e-event could be like the more like the advocacy programs, like bringing awareness, to the entire community, the global community, and raising a fund for the good cause, not only for the country specific, for the global issues that we are having at the moment. So this kind of event that like e-club being electronic clubs, they can organize this sort of e-events.
Okay, Anil, tell me, how do you meet as an e-club, and how many members do you have? Let's know a little bit more about your club in particular.
We started with the 20 members, like out of 20, like we have the 10 are from the Rotary background, so we know Rotary very much. The 10 are to Rotary. So as of now, we have the membership increasing to 25. So among 25, we have SC members. So for SC members, we have a website. It's an interactive website. We have a online meeting where we post the agendas, like have a discussions by posting their views and comments. That's how like we have online meeting. And as I said, once in a month, as per our bylaws, we have a one physical meetings. Okay. So that's how we are doing like that.
And have you been able to generate people across borders to attend your meetings online?
We have members from the United States. As of now, we have 2 members. Like both of them are who are residing in the United States at the moment, and they are also a part of our Rotary e-club. So we are trying to reach all those people like who have gone abroad. This is also a opportunity to reach them. Like if they want to connect with the Rotary, Rotary has given a platform. So, like although they are outside country, so we are trying to reach them. So not only the ex-Rotarators only, so all the Rotary alumni, like who haven't been to Rotary, but they are part of the Rotary programs in the past. So we are trying to reach them as well, so including the spouses of Rotarians as well. So what we have realized is most of the children of Rotarians haven't joined the Rotary. So we are trying to target those also. Come to the Rotary e-club, at least like they can be online, because as of now we use a lot of social networking sites, Facebook, Twitters. So it's a good platform for them as well.
Thank you. Anil, if you would like to say something, because we'll be taking the last word, the second last word from Sushil ji before I say the last word. So would you like to say something, Anil?
It's my opportunity to like to share some of my views like on this video conferencing. So I thank DJ Ajay and your District 3140 for providing this opportunities to interact. Thank you. Thank you on behalf of my Rotary e-clubs members as well.
Thank you, Anil, for coming on board. And Sushil ji, we would like to know from you, what would you like to tell everybody who's watching this particular program?
Thank you, Ajay. I think this is a unique initiative, and I want to compliment your leadership and District 3140 for organizing this video conference for the EClubs. And my message to the EClubs is they should use their diverse membership for the program of the foundation to promote foundation and also to increase our membership, especially from the alumni, young alumni. I think for them, the EClubs is the best platform. Thank you, Ajay.
Thank you so much, Sushil ji, for coming online. I think we couldn't have got a better person than you to discuss this matter. And your positiveness towards the EClubs, I think, will give a fillip to many of the clubs to really come forth and many more people to join EClubs. People, young people who don't have time to go for a physical meeting, but they are ready to come on board to serve the community through Rotary. Of course, the one important point which I think Anil made was that EClubs also should have at least one physical meeting per month. And the good point what he mentioned is that his bylaws are mentioning that that one meeting is to be done. Well, friends, I hope that we have been able to carry a meaningful discussion for you all on this subject of the foundation through the EClubs and how EClubs can help generate foundation. I am Ajay Gupta, the District Governor of 3140, who's here, who's brought this initiative. Our district has brought this initiative. My compliments to the convener, our Assistant Governor Rangarajan, and the technical team, including Mr. Sandeep Ori and the people from his team who have made this a possibility. And of course, Rajasthani Sammelan Saraf, who have really made this, this unique conference or this Congress possible. These all of us have got together to ensure that we are able to make Rotary more meaningful through the EClubs, to the EClubs, and for the community, my friends. Thank you so much and wish you the very best. Wish you the very best for the next ensuing year. Goodbye.